Hi, Dr. Brennan. This is Michael Whitfield, and I'm giving my informative speech. I'm starting my speech now. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Yes, Dr. Brennan, this is an informative speech on Star Wars. Now, you might be asking yourself, really? Why Star Wars? Well, there's a lot of reasons why someone would want to do an informative speech on Star Wars. Mainly is all the hidden undertones that people don't see. Most people see this film and they think, oh, it's lasers and space battles and Jedi and lightsabers and oh, it's a great film, but that's pretty much it. What they don't realize is that a lot of times you find within the genre are these hidden undertones that you wouldn't normally look for, such as the Revelation-style engagement you find throughout the battle, the journeys that everybody takes between men and women alike, the choices we make and how they lead you down the road you choose, and the mentors that guide you along that path. Now, looking at first, we're going to start by looking at the Revelation-style undertones you find within the series. First of all, Revelation states that somebody posing as a good for change will amass an army and lead it to wipe out all that's good and all that's good within the world. And it won't be till a Messiah arises to turn that evil away and, through his actions, convert the world back to 1,000 years of peace. Now, how does Star Wars frame into that? It's very simple. A Sith Lord, posing as a senator for change, brings on a Jedi, somebody else posing for change and good, to lead an army to wipe out all that's good and evil in the world, all that's good in the world, the Jedi, turning the Republic into an empire. And it's not until Luke Skywalker, as the Messiah, returns to confront his father, therefore by his actions returning the world to peace. Now, with that in mind, how did Luke Skywalker get there? Well, Luke Skywalker, one of the main key points about the show is Luke Skywalker's journey and how he went from being this young and naive guy to becoming this fully grown warrior. And as you can tell from the beginning, he doesn't really want to get involved. He's understanding. It's not his problem. But as the series goes on and he gets drawn more and more into the war, he finds himself actually leading the rebellion and a key player in this engagement. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi was his mentor, but Obi-Wan Kenobi had a mentor himself. It was Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn was an extremely important character throughout the series because it brought up the point that to truly be a mentor, at one point or another, you have to stop mentoring. You have to allow the mentee to step forward and become the mentor, which he does. Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker is that Jedi that turns over the revolution. In that process, and this is where the show comes in to prove the process of our lives, the choices we make and how it determines our future. Anakin Skywalker was a headstrong Jedi, but he chose to follow down the evil path because of his fears. And those fears eventually led to the overtaking of the Republic to an empire. And the point they were trying to make with bringing in that bit of the storyline was that if you're not careful and you don't think about your actions, the smallest thing can lead to the greatest changes. And that's one of the major drawing points that Star Wars brings in. The other drawing point Star Wars brings in is the female characters and their change. Strong, sexy, beautiful, adventurous, dangerous. Love them, don't mess with them. Starting with everybody's favorite, Princess Leia. Princess Leia in the very beginning of the series was this joyful, laughing, didn't take anything seriously, thinking for the moment kind of girl. But as the series goes on and she gets older and older, you find that she's become more of this planning for the future, taking time to look out and see what's going on, making sure every strategic move is planned out and successful. Instead of just this rash, shoot 'em up, ask questions later kind of attitude, she becomes this more direct, focused, leading other people, and another key player in the revolutions. Now, her mom, young Padme Amidala, queen at the time, is this very, I'm in charge, I'm rough, I'm tumble, I think of the moment, not the future. Pretty similar storyline to her, but as she moves on to become a senator, where she again becomes this beautiful, wonderful, laughing but serious, focused, thinking ahead, and not worrying about the moment, but what's going to happen tomorrow. And that's the reason that's so powerful is because that's the journey that every one of us makes. We start out this rebellious, only concerned about today, not tomorrow attitude, and by the time we hit maturity, we're planning more for the future than we are about today. We forget to live in the moment. And that's what these characters point out, and that's the huge drawing force. That's again where Anakin Skywalker. He's starting out just living for the moment, making decisions what he feels is best there, but not planning on what's going to happen if he keeps making these negative decisions, where he ends up leading the revolution to turn the Republic into an empire. That's the key point Star Wars makes. So Star Wars itself is not just some space battle with lasers and guns and Jedi. It's a storyline. It's a hierarchy. It's a genre that draws you in and forces you around. And that's the reason the show is going to be so successful. It's going to be with the new movies, everything you see coming out. It's the reasoning, the hidden subtleties that you don't see is why this genre will continue long into the future. Thank you very much, Dr. Brennan. Here's the end of my speech.